to Multi-Class Season 2. I am very attractive here in the Hungry Hippo Ring. With me, as always, is 2021 People Magazine's most sexist man alive.
Ooh.
Michael Magas.
Ow!
Oh,
my
sorry,
feels.
sexy.
My feels. My feels hurt.
Yes, not sexist.
My feels.
My bad.
I told you that in confidence.
Well, I mean, sure, but I mean, it's not like women are going to hear it, so.
They may. RC watches these sometimes. To my knowledge, that's the only one we got. All right. Anyways, now that I've been slandered on YouTube,
I mean, you say
again.
slander, I say reported upon.
No, not at all. That's slander.
Fake news.
100% slander. 100% fake news. Fake takes. We are here at Hungaroring for the first round of Season 2 of the Multi-Class, Multi-Community Series. I think we're just calling it Super Series. I think that's where we're going with it.
And a series.
We got people
from the sandwich.
We actually, I think, have a fourth community this time. So we got the TUGAS guys again. So your boy Tobias TH back again. Henrik Ermer, René Ermer, those guys, they're back. We got the Argentinian contingent, which is like everyone with an Argentinian flag next to their name. There you go. From eSports Racing Argentina. And we've also got a large number of French drivers from Bertrand Barrier's eSports team. So look for them to do very well. And there are the results of qualifying, pending any last-minute stuff. Max Simmons on pole for the GT2 category. And Arnaud Adrakar, going with that, on pole for the GT4s.
Adrakar.
I think that's a core.
Subtract a car.
I think that's a core at the end, not a.
I don't know. I can't. Friggin' printing's so small.
It's KOR. It's KOR.
I could barely read in the first place. God dang it! How am I supposed to splinify and then recombobulate all that information?
So the cars we're using this time around, once again, we're using GT cars. We got the GT2, the new GT2s, which you can see the lovely Hello Kitty colors of Max Simmons' GT2 there. Once it gets out from beyond the pit wall, there it is. We got those. They're like driving a car on ice skates. I don't like him. But we got a couple people in those, and then we have the GT4 class with most of the field, if we're being completely honest.
And these are all Citroens, right?
No Citroens in the field.
Well, and I'm not interested. Close it down.
We got Audis, we got Porsches in the GT2 field, then we got Audis, Porsches, BMWs, Mercedes, Lotuses. I don't think we'll see any today, but your favorite car, the KTM, is back.
The Loti.
Mm-hmm. Deadly Lotus Squad, baby. Kairi Sane and why am I blanking on her name? Io Shirai. There we go.
Oh, very nice.
From their brief stay in the Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah, right. Forgot about that. We should watch that again.
Their one match against Pentagon Dark. Or Pentagon, I don't know. Was he Pentagon Dark or Pentagon Junior at that time?
I don't know. The timeline is all confused. All I know is it didn't have David Dastmalchian, so, I mean, is it really real?
I mean, it's still real.
Still real to me, damn it.
Talking about pro wrestling to anyone who is confused and lost in the weeds right now.
Yeah, if you weren't, if you don't know, now you know.
Mm-hmm.
Max Simmons here, the top of disqualifying.
Well, this is a warm-up. But, I mean, we do have a pit stop in this race, so once again, we have our ever-present commentary game. Who will pit after Max Simmons, if anybody? The answer is probably no one will. Max Simmons tends to stay out very, very long.
Then his mother's worried and sleeps on the couch until he comes home.
Byron was not on live commentary today for the ACC series, but that's because his lead anchorman, Cole McRae, decided not to do it.
This is true. It's not my permanent gig, but I show up when asked. So, that's what that is. I had a nap instead.
There was the interesting 3-man booth last week of you and Cole and Adam David Bosch.
Correct.
And I understand this time it's going to be Cole and Josh McLaughlin.
Could be. Or Justin Swan or somebody. I don't know.
I think he said Josh in the chat, but
Josh.
Could be Justin. Be good to get Justin back on commentary. He did a very good job. You too can have a say in who should be doing commentary by commenting on their videos and being very, very nice to them, and that'll probably help.
Say the things with your words,
Mm-hmm.
and things might happen.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you just keep getting me and Byron, and I don't think anyone really wants that.
Well, I mean, you are kind of short.
Am I not taller than all your other co-commentary options?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably you are.
I believe we're the tallest options available.
I don't ask these questions. I just show up and talk. That man's name is Grizzly?
Grizzly Regis.
Nice.
Actually, Tobin might be taller than me. I want to say when he made his MMA fighter, he's like 6'1" or something. So I
don't really believe that.
I don't necessarily either, but he also made himself into a welterweight, so he's very skinny.
All right then.
Luciano Ichazo into the pit lane. We got some of our favorite guys back this season, Byron. Roman Barthez is back.
Oh my goodness, the human calamity himself.
Those who are unfamiliar with this series and all of our stuff really with the multi-community stuff, Roman Barthez has a tendency to be very interesting to watch drive.
The boy has a certain attitude about him.
He's got a certain sassiness of car control. There's Jesus Huerta. He enters the pit lane as well. The only non-Argentinian representing eSports Racing Argentina, I do believe, is Jesus Huerta of Peru.
Give me Huerta.
Camera guy has given us a really, really good tour of the wall, Byron. How do you feel about this?
Very Pink Floyd. Very having flashbacks to car rides through the snow, listening to, Wish You Were Here or Another Brick in the Wall.
I was going to say, Another Brick in the Wall is the obvious segue there.
Actually, I usually was listening to Mother, I think.
I think my most listened to Pink Floyd song, not by choice, but by what my dad played, I want to say is Money. Probably Money.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the funkiest bass line ever to have a bass line, so I'm not shocked.
His top three, I'm pretty sure, are Money, Time, and Welcome to the Machine. That's what I think.
That's a pretty good selection. I enjoy Learning to Fly and Breathe and...
Race is on! Somebody got a really bad start there off the second row. I think that was Renee Ermer who's dropping back. And we'll get on to more Pink Floyd discussion probably at some point during this race, but right now things are kind of hot. Whoa! Jamie Fordham says, "Get out of my way, I'm coming through." And he takes third place from Luciano Ichazo. Indeed, Bertrand Barrier in the lead right now. Max Simmons getting wrestled back by Luciano and Fordham. By the way, oh Lord, there's got to be a ping thing. That just happened there. That car went sideways. Simmons is going side by side with Jamie Fordham. The camera might as well just follow Jamie Fordham. I feel like he's going to be at the center of a lot of stuff right here because he's an aggressive driver. He likes to get his elbows out, and the start of the race is when he shines. As he moves into third place again, holding on Max Simmons. Barrier and Ichazo. Oh, Glenn McKee going side by side through the chicane. That's the word I'm looking for with James Butler. Butler getting the better of that one against Glenn McKee. Of course, Byron will have his eye out for interesting paint schemes and liveries that he wishes to cheer for.
Go golf oil.
There's got to be a golf oil car in the field. We will find it. We will find it. We got the Monster Energy car of Rene Ermer. Honestly, that's one of the better Monster Energy liveries. Further back, we take the GT4 category. John Barker running in the top 10 behind Arno Dracor, Ariel Zatoni. Oh, no. I say that, and Pedro Magalhaes takes second place. That fat Puerto Rican.
My goodness.
For those who are not in on the joke, he is neither Puerto Rican nor fat. Well, I don't know about the second part. But he's not Puerto Rican. Ariel Zatoni running in third place. I think he's in fourth place, actually, but it says he's in third. Okay, he overtook Huerta. Okay, so Huerta was like side by side with him. Gotcha. Huerta in fourth place, then fifth place belongs to John Barker, Mateus Gonzalez, Martin Edwards, Magic Kazchuk, Grizzly Regis. I don't know your first name, Bellew. I don't know your first name, Rocco, and then Cole McRae. Well, it starts with an S, so no.
Oh. One of the you've seen Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Forrester, his real name Trace Bellew. Or Bellew. Whoa!
Rene Ermer off the track.
Right round, baby, right round.
That is Rene Ermer's theme song right now. Dropping back through the field. One of the GT2s is at the back of the pack. That is Ace Moyes. Him and Tobias TH look like they've come to some kind of problem. They're very far off the back. Picking up Ariel Zatoni now on the tail of Jesus Huerta. So Huerta's gotten through in the Porsche. The Lotus of Ariel Zatoni. And then the BMWs of John Barker and Mateus Gonzalez. Martin Edmonds also in that mix there. And a little bit further back, you get to Magic Kazchuk and Grizzly Regis. And R. Rocco. Luciano Chazo has made up ground back to a 6/10 gap to Bertrand Barrier. And we pick up Ariel Zatoni. Seeing a lot of Ariel Zatoni in that Black Lotus, but hey, that just leads us into more Io Shirai and Kairi Sane stuff.
Yeah.
As well as the character actually named Black Lotus.
Who was famously played by Rob Van Dam.
I don't remember her name now as to who actually played her.
I don't know.
I don't really know if she's done anything in wrestling since. She may honestly still be under contract with them.
Yeah, that's a weird situation.
It's a weird situation. I think most of the teams or the wrestlers have gotten out of those contracts, but I think a couple are still stuck.
That's weird. The show's never coming back.
Or if it does come back, it's going to be under some probably entirely different legal incarnation. So
yeah.
Mateus Gonzalez on the tail of John Barker. Barker in the yellow BMW, Gonzalez in the white BMW. Martin Edmonds in behind them. Couple of new names in the field, so some people we're going to have to get used to and figure out what they're all about.
They're all about the Benjamins.
Oh, John!
Yeah.
Oh, John Barker giving Ariel Zatoni a little bit of the business right there.
Ariel Zatoni is about to get Ariel.
We really need to play a game that has the Ariel Atom as an option for Mr. Zatoni.
Correct.
But I believe... I want to say that would require iRacing. I think it's the only one that's got the Ariel Atom in it.
Well, looks like Mio's subscribing to iRacing.
Nope. Glenn McKee overtakes Mauricio Delgado there for 7th place. You know what? I just realized that Mauricio was in a GT2. Like, I was in this race the whole way through, wondering where Mauricio was, and then I now realize He's in a different class to me. That's why I didn't see him the whole time.
Wow, classist.
Wow, they're the upper class. They're faster than the... It's a bit of a weird case because the GT2s are way faster in a straight line than the GT4s, but not necessarily in corners. So there might be some awkward moments that we cover over the course of this season. Eventually. And I'm trying to save my...
you were sexist, but I didn't know you were classist.
Okay, so by the way, I did the first fight of the open weight tournament.
Oh,
just to leave that salacious bit there. So if I go above a certain decibel on the stenographer program, it will capitalize the word.
Oh, that's funny.
Interesting. Yeah, but its punctuation is terrible.
Fair enough.
It doesn't catch like question inflection or like exclamation points, and its commas are like terrible. So I'm gonna have to like throw everything through a grammar check sequence just to make it readable.
Well, I was actually having a thought earlier. It's like, why don't you just record it like we're being recorded now, and then just upload that as a video to your YouTube channel?
I've tried that before. Not a lot of people watch it, and it's a bit annoying to do. Well, so I mean, if it's not gonna get the views, it's not gonna get the views.
I mean, if you just give me whiny and snivel, or it'd be all sexist.
We've been through this. Luciano Chaza still in second place there behind Bertrand Barrier. Matthias Gonzalez still on the tail of John Barker. Jesus Huerta's kind of broken away from this train, so he's looking pretty strong right now. A couple of cars catching up in the background there. That is a group led by Grizzly Regis, I do believe, as well as Magic Kaschuk, Rocco, and a little bit further back it is Cole McRae, Steve Davidson, Bill and Vega fighting over position.
Victor Vega?
Victor Vega, yes. Well, we assume it's Victor Vega. It might not be.
Victor, 1, 2.
Could be like Vickery Vega.
Vickery Dickory Duck.
Or maybe we've been wrong this whole time, and it's Victoria Vega.
Ooh, delightful. Or Victory Vega.
Just Victory Vega. Mauricio Delgado on board with our Chilean racer. He's sporting the GT2 Audi. I like that paint scheme, actually. Kind of malicious, but I like the white tiger stripes. As he is all over the back of Glenn McKee. Looks like we might have lost Rene Ermer and Ace Samoins. And, I was going to say possibly Tobias TH, then I saw the gap move. So he is still moving. But we may have lost Samoins and Ermer. Only 10 GT2s in the field, so pretty much finish the race and you're guaranteed a top 10. That's not bad.
I mean, that relies on me not hacking into the game client and dropping missiles on your car.
True. We do have 20 GT4s, pardon me, in the field, so 2-to-1 ratio. As Martin Edmonds gets past Matheus Gonzalez there into 6th place in the GT4 standings. We ride on board with Glenn McKee. Oh! Little cheeky squeeze there by Mauricio Delgado, and it did not work out. Pick back up with John Barker. Trying to find his way around Martin Edmonds. Or actually, Edmonds has just overtaken him, so Edmonds trying to break away. So Martin Edmonds having a good lap here. He's overtaken both Gonzalez and Barker, relegating both the BMWs to 6th and 7th. So that's a top 5 now for 3 Lotus cars. Pedro Magalhaes, Ariel Zatoni, and Martin Edmonds. Lotus is coming in with a strong driver lineup with those 3, plus Grizzly Regis, Ricardo Costa, and Dan or Dave Fight. I don't remember if it's Dan or Dave. I think it's Dave. So
what, the
Lotus as well.
Fighter?
No. No, the driver. On board with John Barker as one of the Audis rejoins the track. That is Cole McRae in the very colorful Audi R8 GT4 car.
Cole got too swole, too wide for the track.
Maybe. So Mateus Gonzalez still in 7th place on the tail there. He's got one of the Lotuses coming up behind him. That's Regis. And Royce Rocco. There we go. We got a name to put with it in a BMW on BMW battle with Magic Kazchuk.
The Royce Rocco?
All right, so Simoes is still running because he's overtaken Tobias TH. So we do have 29 cars running on the field still. It does look like Rene Ermer is out. Either that or he's at the side of the track or in the pits.
Maybe he's having a snack.
Maybe, could be. On board with Grizzly Regis, running in 8th place in the Lotus. And looking to get up into that 7th place because he thinks Mateus Gonzalez looks pretty delicious looking right now. By the way, a big welcome back to the man down in 26th place. He's not been here for a little bit. Rick Martel.
Oh my God. I knew something was too sexy around here and I just found out what it was.
Oh, Cole McRae spinning off again. Rick is back from, we'll just keep it private. There were some health concerns, and they are not gone by any means, but he is back to at least racing with us on the weekend. His wife has been so kind as to give him that time. As we pick up Zachary Wolf, running in 25th position, 17th in his class, on the tail of Ricardo Costa. And back to Grizzly Regis, who is now on the tail of John Barker. Mateus Gonzalez has dropped back a couple of spots, so it looks like he may have had a problem. Maybe helped off the track by Barker or by Regis. Maybe a self-inflicted injury. I don't know. But he is now down to 18th place. And that is 10th in the GT4s. Having been relegated behind Regis, Kazchuk, and Rocco. Martin Edmonds has gotten away a little bit up there from John Barker. Opened up a 2-second gap. He's about 5 seconds back of Ariel Zatoni. So no real great battles going on in the top 5 of the GT4 field, but in the GT2 field, you still have this battle for the lead between Bertrand Barrier and Luciano Echazo, two of the early championship favorites. Mateus Gonzalez. So we'll talk a little bit about the Hungaroring here. As the name suggests, it's in Hungary, home of the Hungarian F1 race, the Grand Prix.
The home of paprika.
It is. It's a bit of a weird track because everyone's gonna say it's hard to overtake in. Is Cole McRae? Cole, no offense here, my man, but we have seen you recovering from spins a couple of times. Is there a problem?
He's very drunk. Don't tell anybody.
It's a track that has a kind of a weird reputation for being hard to overtake at, which I don't think is really the case in GT cars. I think it's F1 cars that are predominantly struggle to overtake here. But ironically, it is actually the home of some of the furthest back grid spots to win a race in Formula One history, with Jenson Button and Nigel Mansell in particular, starting outside the top 5 in years that they won. So
Jenson Button and his longtime rival Dave Zipper. And Julio Del Velcro.
Jenson Button had a weird career, just to segue into him for like just a couple of seconds here. Never really had a rival, to be honest. Like, he'd have a rival in a season, but like by the next season they weren't rivals anymore because they were like in different spots on the grid. It was very weird. But of course, 2009 Formula One World Champion Jenson Button with the Braun team, and the owner of the Jensen Rocket GT racing team, or at least I'm not sure the deal is he's the owner or if he's just kind of like the head of the board, so to speak, that operates the team.
He's here to represent.
Mateus Gonzalez, by the way, one of the early pit stoppers there. You can see the pit window is open. Everyone will have to take 2 pairs of two tires on their pit stop. I don't think fuel is going to be a requirement because I believe all of these cars have more than enough space in their gas tank to go 60 minutes.
I'm gonna go. What's the line? Oh, rugby players go both ways with 2 hookers for 90 minutes.
The hooker position of rugby.
Yeah, and it's anybody who doesn't know anything about rugby. There's a guy whose position is called the hooker, and his job is literally to hook the ball. I mean, there's nothing more mysterious or derogatory or whatever. It's just.
I would say if we're going with the most mysterious rugby position, it's the number 8.
Oh no, that's even easier. That's the base or the base of the pyramid, aka the tip of the pyramid. Because we're pushing from the.
Oh no,
back.
not what he does. It's just when I explain like positions in rugby, I'm like, okay, so you got the props, you got the hooker. Every time I get to the number 8, the guy goes, wait, the position's called the number 8.
It's the 8 man. It's like being the 6th man in basketball. Only you're an active participant at all times.
I mean, six men are pretty active participants, and the 8th man could get subbed off.
Yeah, but everybody could.
There's one of the GT4s getting out of the way there. Not sure whom that was. I haven't put a name to that particular livery.
I gotta say, so far, livery of the race goes to Jesus Huerta for his fandom of the Los Angeles Lakers.
It does stand out. It does stand out.
He's a big LeBron James fan, so, I mean, shout out.
Mauricio Delgado on the tail of Roman Barthez. Hey, we've not talked about Roman yet. And now here he is.
Roman and the Masters of the Universe. Roman.
Back to Luciano Chazzo, someone rejoining from the pit lane. I think that's Royce Rocco.
It's actually Royce to 5'9".
Mauricio Delgado on board. He's gotten clear of Glenn McKee and now sets his sights on Roman Barthez and 6th place.
So I started playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Uh-huh.
And it has a bit of a random incident thingy.
Okay.
So here you are on your horse galloping down the road, and there'll randomly just be things at the side of the road. Like, for instance, I came across this dude.
I have to hold you up. Okay, never mind. The camera went away from it. There was an interesting blue flag scenario there, but the camera guy doesn't want to see it. Camera guy doesn't want to see it. Continue your Red Dead.
So I'm Red Deading my way down the road, and there's a dude trying to put. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Boy,
that is Rick Martel.
Boy. Too much lube, sir. Too much lube.
Too sexy for these tires.
Correct. And so I think dude was trying to put shoes back on his horse or something like that. And he saw me coming, stood up and kind of yelled like, "Whoa, who are you? What are you doing here?" And the horse spooked and kicked him in the head and then ran off.
So Luciano Chazzo ended up passing Bertrand Barrier somewhere in that exchange of blue flags, which is interesting. So we got a new race leader, courtesy of the battle between Cole McRae and company that held the that put a little thing in there. Cole, by the way, fighting very hard against 2 guys who have already pitted. I'm not sure if that's advisable for his tires, but we'll find out. As Barrier is all over the rear of Luciano Chazzo. He wants that lead back. He wants that top Porsche honors. As
also, I murdered some
more traffic.
Red Dead and there's bounty on my head now.
Oh. Isn't that kind of like the point of the game?
I mean, yeah, especially because they're a rival gang. But the problem is, I did it kind of on the edge of town and got spotted.
It's less awesome.
I'd rather be striped than spotted.
Not sure whom they were working their way through.
You go to jail, and then you are striped because of the jersey.
Not sure who they were working their way through there. It was a Lotus and a Porsche. I don't see a Lotus and a Porsche fighting for position, so
I believe
maybe like a double blue flag scenario.
Michael Magas driving 2 cars at once.
I would like to have that ability. It would be very interesting.
Indeed.
We could double the size of our grids.
Just gonna weld 2 Mercedes together and fucking drive them.
What is this,
That sounds like
Junkyard
some Top
Wars?
Gear sounds like some Top Gear shit.
Yeah, or Junkyard Wars. I missed that show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
It's a good show. Whoa! Contact there between John Barker and Grizzly Regis. Regis appears to... Nope, Barker's got the spot back.
Didn't the British Junkyard Wars have one of the dudes from Red Dwarf on the announce team?
It did.
Good show.
Bertrand Barrier looking for a way past. Heading into turn 1. This is a prime overtaking area, but I don't know about it for the GT2s because they're not the most stable machinery on the brakes as they are catching up to Michael Magas to put a lap on him.
Michael Magas will be putting these fools in the wall.
We get to see Michael Magas for the first time here. What do you think of my livery there, Byron? The black and green.
Oh, that's your... Okay, I was looking at the black and blue going, are you high? Oh, no, there you are, behind them. Yeah, it's good. I enjoy that. That is a good shade of green.
Mm-hmm.
Too many of these fuckers use the hot lime green.
I'm gonna have to investigate if that car is the car I think it is, though, because it's listed as a 2019 instead of a 2020 car. So I'm a little concerned that, oh Lord, you gentlemen, there are children watching.
No fighting in the war room.
Roman Barthez, Mauricio Delgado grinding on each other like a pair of dirty hookers. You can take that in the rugby or the professional sense.
It can get a little muddy and dirty out there, and sometimes the hookers are just absolutely filthy.
But anyways, I'm gonna have a look and see if the if there is actually a difference between the 2019 and the 2020 Audis. I don't think there is, but
the difference is the shape of the mirrors.
Ever since I saw it on the entry list, I became slightly paranoid. I'm like, wait, I'm in a different car? That I don't understand. They're under the same heading in the game, so I don't understand. But but it is what it is.
I think I've found.
I do have a backup. I have a backup livery in line, which is very green. So it's kind of like an evergreen green. So that'll be good.
I have a way to make racing infinitely more entertaining. Are you ready?
Sure.
Remove all the mirrors.
See, I think it would actually make it less interesting for you.
No, I want some crazy shit to happen.
No. See. Here's the thing. A lot of Lord Royce Rocco getting very close. A lot of the accidents that we tend to see, honestly, are because people are looking in their mirrors. They're driving in their mirrors, basically. The mirrors, I think, actually add interest to the race because you become obsessed with knowing where other people are, and you don't focus on your driving nearly as much.
But if you remove the mirrors, everybody becomes paranoid, schizophrenic, and start whiplashing.
No. See, what I'll do if someone is really annoying me from behind, I will turn my mirrors off because I don't want like my philosophy for defending as Cole McRae defends against Mateus Gonzalez is I'm going to drive my line. I'm going to take the fastest way around the corner, the fastest way around the track, and if you can go around me, all the more power to you. But I am not getting out of your way. So, to be honest, the mirror is not really a defensive asset to my mindset, if we're being completely honest.
Fair enough. Now you've made everything boring again. You and your pedanticism.
So we're still waiting for some pit stops to sort their way out here. So that's why I haven't been really talking a lot about positions, because we've got a lot more to go. Now, I will say, as Bertrand Barrier takes a spin and drops down the order, as Max Simmons comes through into second place, I will say that someone who is losing out right now is Mateus Gonzalez, as well as Royce Rocco, because both of them are stuck behind Cole McRae. McRae has not pitted yet, so he is not racing them. They want to be racing up with the Pedro Magalashes and the Martin Edmondses of the world. They're looking for the top 5 position, and they are probably losing a boatload of time because they can't get past that Audi. We've seen a couple of times Cole doing a great job of defending. Now, Cole is entitled to do that. Just because they're not racing him in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean he has to get out of the way or anything. I do wonder if he's maybe shredding the tires a little bit, considering 2 of those tires, I imagine, are going to stay on the car long term. And we've seen Cole out of sorts, to be polite, a couple of occasions here. So I wonder if maybe he would be better off just kind of letting them through as Pedro Magalhães overtakes Steve Davidson for 8th place. That is also not really for position. Davidson gets to pit, and Magalhães has pit. Steve Dave!
You tell him, Steve Dave.
By the way, Steve Dave does know who Discount Dan is. I learned that the other day. Because I started doing the Big Dave to him.
Big Dave! Cool!
Steve Davidson on the tail of Glenn McKee, apparently. That's not for position. McKee, well, it is for position, but McKee's a GT2, so that's not really a battle. As Grizzly Regis goes super deep and loses a spot to John Barker. So Barker's still battling up there, doing a good job. Him and Regis have been like joined at the hip almost all race. And in behind them, it's Magic Kaszczuk. Magic is the one that I think is really winning out with the struggles that Gonzalez and Hoist Rocco are having coming through the field, because they were battling with Magic, like he was between the 2 of them. And to have them really struggling while he's out here, hopefully putting up decent times, is a huge boon to his overcut efforts. As that is Mateus Gonzalez off the track. As we follow through the chicane here. There's the turn 6 and 7, or turn 8 and 9 chicane. Pardon me. You know, looking at this map, 6 and 7 make a very clear chicane, but driving it doesn't feel like it really is. Wonder if we can get an onboard of that section of the track at some point to illustrate my point. But looking at, oh Lord, Grizzly Regis and John Barker going at it again.
Put him on the wall.
You gotta wonder, if I'm Regis, do I just, I mean, we're almost halfway through the race. We got 31 minutes to go of a 60-minute race. Do I just pit and go for the undercut? Because you gotta think both those guys are costing each other time with this battle. I mean, I know they're trying to catch up with Martin Edmonds, who is still ahead of them, has not pitted. But I don't know, it feels like they would be better off terminating this fight, getting in the pits, and trying to play it a strategic game.
Strategic.
Mm-hmm. Ariel Zatoni running in P2. He is tracking down Jesus Huerta in the very Laker car. KW suspension car. As we pick up Bertrand Barrier in the pit lane. And then back to the original race leader, but he's been into the pits since, Arnaud Dracor, who's running behind Magic Kaszczuk. This is, again, another case where we got 2 cars together on the track, but they're not really racing. Let's see how Kaszczuk and Dracor handle it. Mostly Kaszczuk, because I think Dracor only really has one option, which is to go for the overtake. He cannot get held up there, otherwise he's going to lose a boatload of time to Ariel Zatoni and Jesus Huerta as long as they do not engage in the racing fisticuffs.
But I enjoy the fisticuffs.
Also, Martin is still working on... Oh, there is Huerta heading into the pit lane. Martin is still working on the ESR merchandise, which will include the hoodie or t-shirt option for Put 'em in the Wall! Get ready for that soon on the ESR website. I don't know. I can't say anything more than soon on the timeline.
Well, I mean, he ran it past me like 6 or 8 months ago, so I have no idea what the deal is.
Magic Kaszczuk gets overtaken by Dracor and heads into the pit lane himself to take service.
Albacore? Like the tuna?
Is he sponsored by Micromart?
I don't know.
Media Mart. I think it's Media Mart that it says on the side of this
Meat
car.
Mart.
That would be interesting as well. The salami car. Oh, Luciano Echezo, Mauricio Delgado going at it. This is another case of a car that is pitted and a car that is not pitted. And Echezo finds his way around there. He's really worried about what Max Simmons can do with the overcut, because if there's someone who by now should know how to do an overcut, it's Max Simmons as Delgado heads into the pit lane. Also saw Cole McRae heading down to the pit entry there. Martin Edmonds going for the lead of the GT4 category. Nope, pardon me, they've been in the pits, so actually it's back to Dracor and Grizzly Regis and Ariel Zatoni have yet to pit. They're up front. Oh, Huerta getting a little hucked off there by Martin Edmonds. Couple of cars left to pit. Michael Magas rejoining the festivities. In behind Steve Davidson, I do believe. Yes, it is Steve Dave.
Have I ever explained the whole "you tell him Steve Dave" thing?
Probably, but I can't remember you doing it.
It's a reference to Kevin Smith movies. So he's got a friend named Steve Dave, or at least the character is known as Steve Dave, but I'm pretty sure it's actually a real person.
Magic Kazchuk has come out behind Hoist Rocco. A little surprised by that. I thought he jumped Rocco in the overcut, but apparently not. As that is Mateus Gonzalez off track again, so we need a drinking game for round 2. Gonzalez and McRae spin, you take a drink. Oh no, that wasn't him. Oh, that was Sebastian Bellew. Okay. Same livery, different driver. My apologies.
So invariably in a Kevin Smith movie, Steve Dave will show up and be accusatory of some character at some point. And another friend of his, can't remember his name, I want to say Rob something. Anyway, the other friend's
I
job
gotta
is to
cut
show
in
up
here
and
for a
go,
hot second, because Hoist Rocco, who's already pitted, is heading into the pit lane again. What do you think, Byron? Drive-through penalty for Grizzly Regis. Oh no. What do you think is more?
Probably forgot to put transmission in the car.
I was gonna say more. Well, I was thinking. My immediate thought was that it's got to be a fuel issue, because if he wouldn't have, his pit stop wouldn't have turned green if he didn't take tires. So he definitely took tires.
But don't make your brown eyes blue.
As Ricardo Costa loses a spot there to Mateus Gonzalez. Costa is one of the drivers who is yet to pit. I do actually rather like the orange and black Lotus livery. Martin Edmonds still battling with Jesus Huerta. And Byron, I turn it back to you in your explanation of Steve Dave.
Saying, Steve Dave shows up, is accusatory. That man's going to go in the wall. And then the other friend's job is to back him up and go, you tell him, Steve Dave. And then, like, the bit's over, and it happens in at least 3 or 4 of the movies.
I see. This race has turned a little bit rough for Grizzly Regis. He was competing for a top 5. He's got a drive-through penalty. We just saw him spin. It's become rough times for him. Jamie Fordham, currently in the lead. Wait, whoa. Mark it on your calendars, everybody. We have seen something we never thought we would see in our lifetimes. Max Simmons overtaken in the pit lane.
My goodness.
So instead of Max Simmons being the last man to pit, both James Butler and Jamie Fordham are overcutting Max Simmons. Gentlemen, you're pitting later than Max Simmons. You may want to rethink this. I'm just saying.
It's all part of this tragedy.
Grizzly Regis overtakes Ricardo Costa. Also that'd be Bertrand Barrier making his way through there. Costa still yet to pit. So he's out there a long time. Looks like he's going to be the last. Oh, Barrier spins it. Looks like he's going to be the last one to pit of the GT4s, because it looks like Tobias TH just went in and handled his business. So it is just Costa and the lead 2 of Fordham and Butler who have yet to pit. So 4 cars have gone longer than Max Simmons. which is quite possibly a record.
I believe the entire universe may collapse after this.
So quick rundown of positions here in GT4 because it's largely set up, at least from the pit stop standpoint. Arno Adracor leading the race from Pedro Magalhães and Ariel Zatoni. Jesus Huerta and Martin Edmonds round off the top 5. Then it's the BMW train of John Barker, Magic Kaszczak, Mateus Gonzalez, and rounding off the top 10, it is Grizzly Regis and Steve Davidson. Ricardo Costa currently in 10th place, but still to pit. So he'll drop for sure behind Davidson, Magas, McRae, and Vega, I think. Probably come out ahead of Hoist Rocco, though.
Rocco mediate?
And James Butler in the pit lane. Looks like Jamie Fordham, judging by that gap, also in. So once they rejoin, we'll have a picture of the GT2 standings. As Grizzly Regis spinning out. Oh boy. This race is getting very rough for Grizzly Regis. That's all I can say. Somebody else off there. That is Glenn McKee rejoining. Oh, Glenn's from Toad Line Racing. Okay. I forget who that is, but there's someone in ESR is part of Toad Line Racing. So that would be where Glenn has joined us from. I want to say maybe Steve Davidson. Might actually be Steve Dave.
Good old Steve Dave.
Somebody rejoining there, the number 77 car. As Bertrand Barrier tries to make his way through traffic. Dealing with some GT4 lapped cars at the moment. He is running in 5th place. So Fordham has hopped Simmons. Butler did not manage it. So GT2 standings, Luciano Ichazo with a pretty comfortable lead, 14 seconds over Jamie Fordham. Max Simmons in 3rd, followed by Butler, this man Bertrand Barrier. Then it's Mauricio Delgado, Romain Barthez, and Glenn McKee. Still await Ricardo Costa's pit stop in the GT4 category, as he is currently running in 9th place.
Ricardo Funch.
On board with Royce Rocco, or Royce Rocco. Apologies if we say Hoist a lot. We're big MMA fans, and ours as H's is a big Brazilian thing.
I'm just gonna go with Hoist Hako until yelled at very loudly.
I'm pretty sure it's Royce Rocco, but I mean that is your prerogative.
Indeed, that's my prerogative.
Bertrand Barrier still trying to work on this same group of traffic cars, which is a bit interesting, a little bit weird. 20 minutes and change to go here. Oh, you know what? That's probably James Butler ahead of him, actually. That's why he hasn't been able to deal with it. That's actually the same class of car. As they are lapping, I believe that's Royce Rocco. No, that's Magic Kaszczak. They both have red BMW liveries. I will eventually get the liveries sorted in my head.
It's all Gulf oil.
Doesn't look like there is any Gulf oil livery.
Disappointed.
I wonder if it's not an option for any of these cars, which would be also very disappointing.
Seems A, the Gulf oil fucked up there, and B, everybody else.
Well, I'll pop up the store after the race, and Byron can fill some time, and I will see if there is a Gulf livery and point it out to people to go switch into that livery ASAP. Do you ever know what to say?
No, I just let my mouth open and things happen.
That's how I always assumed it was.
Sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's facts about ostriches.
A parody song, ostrich facts, giraffe facts.
I'm working on a Dr. Seuss adaptation of the Yin Yang Twins whisper song. All these sneech, 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 all these sneeches ball.
Your post about the hugging koala is apparently very popular in the Discord, so there you go.
Oh, forgot what I did there. Let me look this up.
I believe you were making fun. You were making fun of the hug and thump express that is RC Garen.
I don't think I was making fun. I think I was just encouraging things. Oh, that.
She
Yeah,
enjoyed
no, I
it.
got you. I see what it is.
First hug of the day.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Actually, you know who I really got to get on the Discord is Amanda Lane, who is Sonia's former roommate in college, who Sonia taught how to heel hook people and Imanari roll. And whenever I showed up at their room, I'd be like, "Where is Amanda?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then randomly, something would roll into my leg, and it's like, "I got him." So, you know, random Imanari rolling Amanda and hugging RC in the same Discord could be amusing.
That would be quite the tag team.
Didn't really work all that well for Amanda because she's smaller than Sonya is, and of course Sonya very small. It was kind of just, I'm just gonna leg press you off me. There you go.
That works.
And those of you who don't know what an Imanari roll is, look it up. It's awesome.
Quite entertaining.
It is awesome. Just don't look up Imanari trying to Imanari roll Hellboy Hansen. That'll
That
give
did
you
not work.
Did not work, and it will give you some bad dreams.
Oh boy, I think Imanari lost some bad dreams out of that one.
However, do watch the dude try to Imanari roll Imanari. That was fucking hilarious.
Sir, do you know who I am?
Oh no, the look on Imanari's face is like, I understand. I become old. You've forgotten who you're dealing with.
Masakazu Imanari, the 10th Dan of leg locks.
Because he was fighting in his early 40s, I think, when the dude tried to Imanari roll him. So it's like, you know, it's like you're fighting a legend and you don't realize it's, you know, you do a move and you don't realize it's named after the dude you're doing it to.
Like, I understand that there's other people named Kimura, but if you try to Kimura the original Kimura, boy.
It's kind of like when Krzysztof Szczynski started trying to clinch wrestle Randy Couture.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like Couture, the look on Couture's face was just like, I see, I've become old. You think you can clinch me? Bertrand Barrier still on the tail of James Butler. I like Butler's livery. Shout out to James Butler, rocking the kind of diamond pattern car. I like that. That's nice. They make their way past John Barker.
Oh my goodness, it's your boy Birdie the Barrier.
Bertrand feels like a driver, if I may editorialize here from him. He just needs to take a little bit off. Like, he's got that amazing one-lap speed, the amazing pace to pull a fastest lap out of nowhere, but he just seems like he's always a little too on edge. He's the guy who you'll see spun around at some point at a very inopportune time. We saw that today. Was battling for the lead, back in 5th place now. Maybe he just needs to drive at about 95% of what he's doing right now, and probably the results will follow. But he's also a very, very good driver and very accomplished in his own right, so he is free to ignore me, and it probably won't hurt him.
Now it's one lap. Oh my goodness!
They lapped Martin Edmonds.
That was gonna be great.
Ariel Zattoni is sideways. Is he still sideways? No. Okay, he's out of there. I was gonna say that is the corner. There he is in the background.
Listen, auto director. There's gonna be a horrific crash. Do not cut away.
It doesn't look like there was, though, as we ride on board with Bertrand. Nope, this is Cole McRae. And he is fighting with Michael Magas in the 93 Audi. Audi on Audi violence. The two-thirds of the GT4 Audis. I was going to pick the livery that Cole has, and then he picked it.
What a bastard.
Mostly because I had to buy that livery that I'm racing. The cost a little bit. I just bought myself a pack of VRP, and I wanted to pick up a car that was available, and I picked that up. I picked a track up, and a couple of extra little liveries just to round out the purchase. Bertrand Barrier on the tail of James Butler. You know, it may be selfish of me, but I want us to go back to Mike Magas versus Cole McRae. That feels like a way better fight right now. It's 0.2 of a second apart. It feels like that's a throwdown. I mean, I know this is for 4th place overall. It's a very important spot. Jesus Huerta getting out of the way there. Oh! Bertrand shoving Butler wide a little bit, but the inside line will go to Butler into the final corner. And if there's one thing you can say for James Butler, he is tenacious on defense and attack. But he hangs on to 4th place right now. Barrier does seem to be the faster car. Not sure who we're looking at here. It's a BMW and a Lotus. That is Pedro Magalhaes overtaking Arnaud Adracor for the lead of the GT4 race. Congratulations, Pedro. Where was this kind of performance when you were my teammate, Pedro? I need these answers.
He was all hopped up on the ayahuasca.
Deuce MAG is dead because you stopped showing up. Barrier is still on the tail of Butler. This will be an interesting battle. Checking out any of the other gaps. Anything else we want to look at? Magalhaes is kind of leaving Adracor for dead, so I don't really think that one's super interesting right now. Magas and McRae are still battling hard. I think it's really the only other place to look.
Walk hard.
Yeah, it looks like we might have lost Grizzly Regis as James Butler spins out. By the way, we're back with Cole McRae battling with Michael Magas for the final spot in the top 10. Oh, Lord. Magas makes a mistake into turn 1 there. Glenn McKee is trying to get past both of them for the lapping. He does. Looking to the outside of turn 2. Auto director? The fuck, man. The fuck.
Correct.
No offense to John Barker. But what we were looking at was a lot more exciting because Cole McRae's overtaken Michael Magas.
Crail McCoy.
Arnaud Adracor in 2nd place. He gets a little out of shape there in turn 1. Man, he's getting left for dead by Pedro. What has Pedro done? He's just like saying, you know what, guys? I was just sandbagging, letting you have a little hope for the first half of the race. Now I'm just going full wick, and I'm going to vanish into the distance like Mike Stockmill. So Ariel Zatoni, after being sideways on track, runs in 5th place. To be honest, he's probably happy just to be alive. That could have been a head-on collision to end all head-on collisions. And the fact that he escaped with no visual damage is pretty impressive. So it's Ichazo, Fordham, Simmons, Barrier, Butler, Delgado, Barthez, McKee. That's your top 8. Your really effective GT2 lineup. I see Simoes is still running in 9th place, but he's down a lap. So I don't think he really factors into anything here in the last 10 minutes. Pedro Magalhaes leads GT4 from Arnaud Adracor, Jesus Huerta, Martin Edmonds, and this man right here, Ariel Zatoni. Then it's John Barker, Magic Kaschuk, Mateus Gonzalez, Steve Davidson, Cole McRae. Rounding out the top 10, Michael Magas, then Vic Vega, Joyce Rocco, Sebastian Bellew, Ricardo Costa, David Feit, Tobias TH, Rick Martel, Zach Wolf. Still running, we've lost Grizzly Regis and Rene Ermer from the field. Do you think Ariel Zatoni gets Martin Edmonds here, Byron?
I think terrestrial Zatoni would make a much better attempt at it because this is not for airplanes.
I feel both Zatoni versions would get past because I mean, come on, this is Martin, and he's got 2 tires on that car that started the race, And we know Martin's tendency to destroy tires. It's a well-documented fact that he does that. I can't imagine that that car is handling itself very well right now. We'll be on board with Ariel to see what he can make happen there. Big cloud of dust there off of the car of Martin Edmonds. Can Ariel find his way past? Battle for not Lotus supremacy because Pedro's out in front, but one of the number 2 Lotus spot. Also, best thoughts to Josiah Jerome, who was like 10 seconds late to getting into this race. It hurt. The Audi fanboys could have used him. Ariel Zatoni looking down the inside. Nothing there yet. They're working their way through some back traffic there. Not sure whom that is. Could be probably David Fight. The only other, pretty sure it's not Ricardo Costa. John Barker having some problems. But appears to be well clear of Magic Kazchuk and will probably be okay. Ariel Zatoni still all over the backside of Martin Edmonds. And he gets the job done. 6 minutes and almost 7 minutes to go. Ariel taking some interesting lines through some of these corners, maybe looking for a spot where he can attack. Can come at it from an unexpected angle. See if it pays off. Heading through the chicane there, the 8-9 chicane again. It's a 14-corner track. Actually, now that I look at the screen again, I think that chicane is 6-7.
I believe the whole course should really be chicane. All chicane, all the time. This is why I prefer named corners, because the numbered corners, I sometimes, like, you look at a map and you're like, I'm not 100% certain what that is, but like you look at a map of Imola, for example, and you just see Tamburello, you're like, that's Tamburello, that's easy, it's nice and solid. Making their way through some lap traffic there. It'd be Zach Wolf letting them through. Oh, Martin goes wide in turn 1. Ariel Zatoni looking to beat him down to turn 2. Still got to have him inside because it's not showing him in 4th place. Let's see here. Outside cam. Thank you. Around the outside for Ariel Zatoni, inside for Martin, and that's going to be Ariel out in front by the end of turn number 3. Trek back on Arnaud Adracor, who is closing back on Pedro Magalhães. Lucio Delgado recovering from a off in his GT2 Audi. Arnaud Hardcore Adracor.
This is a solid nickname. I'd take that if I were you, Arno.
Or the Rancor.
Oh, the Rancor is good. I like that.
One or the other. Both can be yours.
Somebody off there. We didn't see whom.
Michael, I have bad news for you from the world of football.
What would that be?
Your Detroit Lions did not win again.
They are not my Detroit Lions. That's For the record, the views expressed by Byron are not the views of me.
Also, your boy Karen Rogers came up like 3 points short against the Vikings, which is like the biggest humiliation for all G-Bay Packers.
Yeah, I frankly just want to move on from Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Wow.
It's not about him being like a bad quarterback or anything. It's just I think he's become much more of a distraction to the team, really, since Jordan Love was drafted.
The Love Machine. Have you seen the movie Logan Lucky?
Yes.
You know Sebastian Stan's character, like the crazy up his own ass driver guy?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of who I think Aaron Rodgers is right now.
I can definitely see it.
We're just waiting for the end where the crazy driver guy's like, nope, didn't see anything. Like, I need that hero, like, switchback at the end of the movie. That's what I need for Aaron Rodgers. And then you can all feel bad for doubting him when he goes to the 49ers and wins the Super Cup.
I don't doubt his ability. I truly don't. It's all attitude. I've said this before. I think Aaron Rodgers on the field is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. But I believe that off the field, he's a massive problem.
It could be.
There was the whole thing with Jordan Love getting drafted, him being very, very unhappy with that. The team's going to draft your replacement at some point.
Yeah.
As Cole McRae loses a lap there. McRae on the tail of Vic Vega, actually. And Michael Magas. So Vega's gotten between those two. Not sure how that happened. It's Mauricio Delgado looking to get past Roman Barthez. Two of our favorite drivers. Oh, Roman loses it.
Roman.
And there he is, Cole McRae. Picking up Arno Adrakor. Not overly sure why. He's a second behind class leader Pedro Magalhaes. Not terribly close. You know, within striking distance. There's a minute and a half to go. Probably 2 laps. Might get a chance. As Vic Vega gets a little bit out of shape there, and Cole McRae gets a little closer.
Your sweet lips a little closer.
Defensive line. Defensive line into the chicane. Works. For now, for Vega, Michael Magas getting all kinds of pressure taken off of him here right now. He's looking in that mirror going, yes, yes, fight. Here are the lightsabers. Duel. Oh, little bit of contact there. Vega defending hard against Cole McRae. A lot of track limits coming into play here between these two. Down the inside goes Cole McRae. Can't get it. Nope. Mercedes hangs on. The classic Mercedes-Audi rivalry.
Ooh.
As a spin out for David Feit, who's had a rough race. Qualified quite high in the field, has not delivered. Cole McRae got past Vic Vega.
Ha-cha-cha.
Off camera there in the last turn. The Audi is ahead. As they head on down, James Butler going through there to lap them both. That's how fast the difference is on a straight line. That GT2 is just absolutely flying past everybody. Can Vic Vega get him back? He's got 1 lap to do it. 13 corners.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Arno Adrakor getting quite close to Pedro Magalhaes, but I don't know. 9/10 of a second is a lot to ask for in the last lap here. Zach Wolf recovering from a spin. And Cole McRae off track. I would have liked to see what caused that. Was it contact with Vega? Was it self-induced?
It was crystal meth.
We will not know because we do not have a replay function. Unless it comes to the steward's attention. Checkered flag is out, so that means Luciano Chazzo is your winner. Congratulations to him. As that is James Butler off the track. Martin Edmonds actually lost the spot to Zatoni. No, that's it. I was going to say, I thought he maybe fell back an additional spot. Nope. He is in 5th place. And James Butler is
dead.
On a journey to the center of the earth. What's that movie where they drill through the earth to save the molten core?
The core.
The core. There you go. He's doing a remake of The Core, starring James Butler. As Cole McRae ends up in 12th place. Could have had a top 10 today, I think, had he been a little bit more consistent. He had the pace, he had the opening and the opportunity, and couldn't quite get it done today. Ariel Zatoni, no podium today for him. It'll be Pedro Magalhaes, Arnaud Adracor, and Jesus Huerta on the GT4 podium. And in GT2, it's Luciano Chazzo, Jamie Fordham, Max Simmons, your podium finishers.
The Simonizer.
We'll wait for the final results here. And then I'll go find out if there's a golf livery, and Byron can entertain you with his comedic sounds.
Did you hear the one about the chicken that crossed the road?
Chazzo, your winner from Fordham, Simmons, Barrier, Delgado, and McKee. I think it's Alexander Simoes also finishing in 7th place there. Pedro Magalhaes, Arnaud Adracor, Jesus Huerta, Ariel Zatoni, Martin Edmonds, your GT4 top 5. John Barker, Magic Kaschuk, Mateus Gonzalez, Steve Davidson, Michael Magas rounding off the top 10, followed by Vic Vega, Cole McRae, Hoyce Rocco, Sebastian Bellew, Ricardo Costa, David Feit, Tobias TH had a rough race. Rick Martel and Zach Wolf with DNS for James Butler. Roman Barthez, we didn't see what happened to him. Grizzly Regis and Rene Ermer. And now to find the golf livery and to see if anyone should be using it.
No. None of them are. I checked.
We got Porsches in both categories, so there's got to be a golf livery. It just has to be. Golf and Porsche, they go hand in hand. They shake hands. All right. The GT2 category and the GTR4 category. Let's see here.
Maybe.
Well, there's only 2 GT2 cars, so it's either the Porsche or the Audi. Come on, one of you's got to have. There is. EBI Motors, the number 004 is the golf livery. What is the deal here, guys? Somebody get on that. There's also some nice Iron Force racing cars, which I did not see in the field. I'm very disappointed now. Iron Force Racing. It's they got these like Tiger themed liveries. They're pretty cool, actually. I'll send you a picture of one.
Dope.
And in the Audi category, there is no golf livery, so you guys do get a pass. Although the big Kusa racing car does look pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. That's got some definite potential for you anime nuts. And in the GT4 category, there's a couple of more cars here. We'll see if any of them... Yep, there we go. There's one here. No, wait, that's GT2 again.
I'm sure this is very entertaining for people still listening.
If they're still listening, I think they're engaged, to be honest. No Audi, no BMW. So it looks like just the GT2 Porsche has a Golf option, which, I mean, is still disappointing that it's not in the field, guys. Come on. Do you not want Byron's love as a commentator?
No.
It's worth like an extra 0.3 a lap. But anyways, that is the case. Also, I will show Byron the 2 cool ones that I think people should probably be racing as well. But anyways, next up, I want to say it's Spa-Francorchamps, which is a track that we're fairly familiar with by now. Byron has even created it in Trackmania, the Spa Day. Yep, it'll be Spa-Francorchamps, 2 weeks time. Same faces, same communities, same cars. And we hope to see you then.